now is that it's the same group of people who are backing Mr. Prentice that backed the previous premier. So it really is just continuing on in the same vein. When you look at the kind of change that Mr. Klein brought in, Mr. Klein was a true outsider. He really did challenge the status quo. And because he didn't owe anything to the insiders, he was actually able to make significant changes. That is really what's fundamental here. If you're beholden to the insiders, because the insiders are the ones who recruited you, and the insiders are the ones who are running your campaign, you are not going to be a change agent. So I think that Mr. Prentice has already got off on the wrong foot. I quite frankly do not think that there is going to be any change of direction should he become the leader. I think that this is a party that has been drastically off track for a number of years, and changing one person is not going to change a thing.
So you're feeling, this is the Titanic, so you're feeling fairly confident?
Absolutely. I think there was a good editorial cartoon that showed the rats leaving the sinking Titanic, trying to jump on the Jim Prentice ship and sinking that one too. I don't know why on earth he would want to end up hitching himself to this particular cause, because I have to say, when I've been watching the mistakes that have been made, the fact that they can't seem to do anything right, the massive deficits, the problems in healthcare, the problems of entitlement, this is too big for one person to fix. That's why it doesn't really matter who takes over at this point. So I think that the PCs are done.
So you guys are going to win the next election?
That's what we're going to aim to. I mean, it'll be up to Albertans. Obviously, we're going to put forward a full slate of candidates, and the Albertans have a lot of choices in this next election. PC leader and the one before that. I mean, keep in mind, this will be the fourth PC premier that I'll be facing since I became the leader of the Wildrose. And the last PC leader did not come to the question period very often, so we held them to account on the records of their ministers, and that is going to be the exact same approach that we take this time. It has been a record of failure in this government, from the mess that we have in our finances, to the mess that we have in labor negotiations, to the mess that we have in healthcare, to the emerging problems that we have in education. Those things don't get fixed just because you fix the top person. The problem with the PC party is that they have a whole pile of people in those cabinet ministries who have made mistake after mistake after mistake, and that isn't going to change with one new person. Who are the problem in the PC party? The ones who have their special relationships that allow them to get sole source contracts, that allow them to be able to get fast tracks on decisions. These are the people who have recruited him to run. Look at his team that's behind him, the Navigator guys. That was Alison Redford's campaign team. They were the guys who got $1 million sole source contract during the flood. It's very clear why it is the insiders are backing this particular candidate. It's because they want to be able to keep on having the same relationships that the PC party has had for a number of years. But that's the reason why we have to change government, is because we need to actually get the party listening to the grassroots. And I don't see any evidence that any of the names that have come forward understand that that is fundamentally what the problem is, that they are so overtaken with those who have a sense of entitlement and insiders that it's pretty obvious that they're looking for someone who will just carry that on. And quite frankly, I think that that's exactly what the type of people that Mr. Prentice is already seeming to surround himself by. Seems to me it's just same old, same old.